I wish I could say this is a first impression of me watching the new 007 trailer, but I do have a few things I want to say. So, I'm first going to blow bubbles into my drink, and then I'm going to start. If you didn't watch this video yet, please go watch it. I'm going to leave the link in the description. I do want you to watch it because I am going to be pausing and stuff like that. So if you're not a fan of that, just watch the first video there so it's uninterrupted. I am going to be pausing it, like I said.
To succeed in the 00 program, agents must understand the set of...
So that's a nice little callback to Casino Royale.
How to get the job done and return to HQ in one
Yeah, we already know that there's a little bit of Uncharted in there.
is to know how to blend in.
All right, so I'm going to say this really quickly. This is developed by IO Interactive, which is one of my favorite game companies in the world because they made Hitman, and Hitman is also one of my favorite games in the world because of the whole sandbag elements and the whole fact of how you can play the game however you want to in terms of silent assassin, and then the whole game grades you on how you kind of achieved your objectives and everything like that. The game is, Hitman is already famous for big crowds and a lot of stuff going on in one level, so this isn't new in that sense. They have to emphasize it for people that aren't aware that this kind of thing happens because not everybody plays Hitman.
Your objective.
Ken Banks, penetration tester.
I already laughed at it. I'm not going to laugh at it again. Well, I will laugh at it again. When I first watched it, I laughed at it in my head. But I'm not going to be one of those, fake YouTubers that are going to be like, ah, ha, 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 like a fake soundtrack.
Ken Banks, penetration tester.
Also, I do have to say that I did Google what penetration tester is, but I guess I'm just so immature that I just find it funny.
Eavesdrop on conversation and...
Eavesdrop on conversations isn't something new. Definitely happened in all the Hitman games, and not all Hitman. Well, maybe since Silent Assassin, maybe.
Oh, you have a piece of information I need. Who is the man someone hired to kill me?
Which is the second Hitman. The new Hitmans, also aka World of Assassins, they all have a very special mechanic where you like listen and then you have a special quest from that kind of thing just by listening to unsuspecting kind of, NPC conversations. So I'm glad that's in there too. So this reminds me of a very certain level that is in Hitman Banks. And I like there's that whole, that's nothing new also. Like there is a whole interact with an NPC and then they can get you through certain checkpoints of the game. So yeah, again, very Hitman. High grass has always been an element in terms of stealth mechanics. Takedowns hasn't been an actual thing in Hitman. There, of course, is ways to take down people, weapons, but there isn't like a fall from the air, like what's it called, an air takedown. There's that. This is cool. So Hitman does have also those kind of elements in terms of distracting people or kind of playing with your angle. But the problem that I've always had with Hitman was that he's a very stoic kind of character. He has no fun persona. He's a very...
That sounds wonderful, Mr. Rangan. Can you look up a bit? Thank you.
But it kind of goes with the character, so I've never really blamed him. I just kind of wish there was a version of that, and lo and behold, we have 007, which is like the literal perfect character they could have done with the Hitman kind of mechanics and gameplay. So having a personality, having charm, and everything like that, and it looked like he targeted him too. Because in Hitman, when you have a little circle above their head, it means that they, even though no matter what disguise you're wearing, well, that's not true. It depends on the disguise you're wearing, that they'll be able to notice you. He could have been one of those circle guys. He has like a little electricity symbol there, so I feel like there's something to that. And now he's like, hell, And then I feel like some kind of conversation happened here where that was negated. And that was the end of that, when he just did this motion. So this I always found kind of funny. I understand there is that the bluff mechanic. So he uses bluff right here. He has that lightning bolt symbol, and that's going to be gone probably. There you go, it's gone because he used the bluff thing. So it's basically like in Hitman where you have the little white dot above your head, and then you bluff your way out. So then that white dot disappears. Interesting.
But hey, that's just a theory.
There is a body right there. So, there is a certain point of how far the intelligence of the NPC will go, just like Hitman, unfortunately. Kind of odd, but, that's kind of what we play.
Over here. Looks like a trust fall gone wrong.
And then there's a body right there. All right. A trust fall gone wrong, which is like 10 meters apart, but whatever. Well, like 5 meters apart, 7 meters apart. You know, and we don't know how he reacts. Maybe he's like, or something, right? I also gotta say, I love the chillness and the swagger of opening that door. It could be a cutscene. It looks like a little bit of a cutscene kind of animation. It is a cutscene. It is a cutscene. Sorry, it is a cutscene. Still, kind of cool.
Oi, you lad got a faulty coffee machine?
Faulty coffee machine. And then he runs. There's a dot, by the way. There's the dot. The dot I'm talking about right there. That's the Hitman dot. Oh. So in Hitman, when you get detected, they kind of place you under arrest. You raise your hands, and then you have still the option to, like, you know, attack them.
MI6 will keep its doors open for you between...
Good job on the editors for making doors appear when the doors dialogue happens. Or monologue, sorry. Or narration, sorry. Anyway.
To catch up with familiar faces, gather...
Familiar faces. Bald guy and... Oh, I guess that's Q, huh? Q. I don't know him. Penny. 006? No, I don't know. I'm just picking shit up now.
Oh, your name is Moneypenny.
Moneypenny. What did I call her? Penny.
Now let's not get
Money
carried
Penny.
away, James.
That's Diana's voice, isn't it?
Both targets down. Well done, 47.
Okay, we got a watch, we got a silencer, we got a camera. The magazine has a certain LED on it. I don't know what that is. Oh, you got O2, you got 2 electricity, which is the same thing that we saw on our other guys here. The electricity symbol here. So there must be some kind of mechanic in terms of like, oh, you did it creatively. Oh, he's literally peeing. Oh, wow. Is that Q? Q04. What's happening there? I mean, first of all, spoilers. Second of all,
and hackable devices.
Very good. Very good. In Hitman, there was like I always called it like a Batman detective mode where you basically could see things that are of interest, as they say. So it has that, but it looks like it's a lot more subtle. It's not so skeleton-y, if you know what I mean. You got the laser and hacking? I don't know. And also note that each item had a thing to it. So you could have done X, A, or B to this one item. That's like incredible to me. And that looks like a what? That looks like an air conditioning. Look at that. Each item has their own 3 possibilities. Wow. So he just did a what? What did he just do there? That was this X, which is normally here, which is odd. But anyway, 3 different options for one item is incredibly cool. There was electricity in Hitman. But anyway.
The dot phone can quietly move enemies out of the way.
So he just did that behind his back. How swag. How cool. How swift you gotta be to do that. I gotta say, at least this trailer just makes it look so damn cool. I also noticed a little bit of the lack of blood. I don't know if this is going to be a T for T game. That probably would be the smartest approach in terms of a producer or a, what's it called? What's the P word for games? Publisher. Assassin's Creed is coming out, Black Flag, and they said that there will be blood. Even though it didn't show in the trailers, they did promise that it's going to be in the final game. It's a 007 game, so that's a little difference in terms of Assassin's Creed 007. So I ultimately would understand / be okay with a T-rated 007. Sure, blood always sells the realism fact, but I would more prefer, it would be more accessible to more gamers if it was teen. Okay, I don't necessarily need blood in my 007 game. Okay, I'm gonna say that. I'm just gonna say that. That was a little awkward. I remember seeing that, and let me see. Yeah. So look the way how he kicks it. It's not a fault so much. Like, I'm not gonna not buy the game because of this, right? Look how he pushes it, and then it's supposed to go straight into the right-ish more, but it magically turns into the left like that. This is a briefcase situation. Basically in Hitman, when you throw the briefcase, no matter how much they run in circles or whatever like that, it will always hit them around corners or whatever like that. I guess I get it, and it's better than that. So at least it's an improvement in that sense.
Any object at display.
Any object also. He says any object. Like, can I use this for a breeze bottle and spray it in his face? I don't think so, but I get what you're saying. What did he throw at him? Oh, he throws a can, a pop can. So it hurts him, it dazes him, and then he slams him into the carrot cutting board. Then look what happens to the carrots. He just kind of boop. I'm okay with this. And again, I also did want to say, for the people that watched my Pragmata video, I don't hate the game. I think it's pretty cool. I think there's a lot of neat elements into it. I think it's a very cool, unique system with the hacking and everything like that. So ultimately, for you guys that missed it, I would give it officially gave it a 6.8 out of 10. It's fair to say, and the reason why I gave it a 6.8 is because I gave the demo a 6.8. Okay, not the full game. I didn't play the full game, so I don't know. I'm just saying for what I experienced from the demo is a 6.8. And I know the reason why I did that was because a lot of the reason was that when you show me that much, that's what I have to give it. And I had to kind of use my imagination backwards and forwards in terms of, like, is the hacking going to be that interesting as you go through the game if you have to do it each time? And also, if there's going to be a new mechanic in terms of how you hack things. Now, I understand there's going to be more blocks in the, I'm not going to go too much into it, but basically I get where it's going and I don't see enough of the variation in terms of gameplay. So, when I'm talking about the carrot exploding like this is just a graphical thing. And also for those that know me, I don't have a graphical scale in my variable.
A license to kill, allowing for even more possibilities to...
Also, they didn't want to shoot the guys because they, one, probably didn't want to show there was no blood, so they didn't have to explain themselves. And two, it just kind of is more interesting to show the, the interaction with the environment. I get it. That's probably also one of the coolest things. Not one of the coolest, but it's really damn cool. Did you see that? I'm just going to do it again. But he goes over the guardrail. He targets the guy. He probably does the input of the RX. And then he not only disarms him, not only does he disarm him, so we can see the gun fly in the air, he catches it. I think that's really cool. I'm pretty sure this guy's playing on easy mode, by the way. Not easy mode, but maybe normal mode. Yeah, so he just did and again, he had like 3 different options to do something at that moment. Look at this thing. 4! He upgraded his arsenal. Or maybe this is endgame. He has 4 different options to do something with this one armored guy. Wow. Probably one of them is like sound distract. So like maybe plant something on him. I don't know. Maybe blinds him, hacking his system, and then something else. I don't know which one he picked. Let's see. Oh, he picked A. So he hacked his system, which makes sense because he did kind of get a dazed state. That's okay. I'm going to say, even though that's super cool, I feel like 90 over plus % of people will not be doing that. They're not going to react fast enough. They're not going to, in the video, they do talk about slowing down time or bullet time, as they say, but it looks like this guy didn't even do it. But having said that, I'm sure it's not going to happen that often. Oh, he does slow down time. Oh, he does slow down time. You can hear it.
Simple press of a button from your...
Oh, Q watch, dart phone, smoke pod. Okay, there you go. So dart phone would have been the thing for the armored guy. Okay, so he could have Dart. So Dart would have just incapacitated him, but he ended up hacking his system. That's the bullet time. This, okay, I'm not gonna, I'm just gonna let this part flow because this is incredible what he says. And I've always appreciated this in games.
Focus training will also give you an edge over your enemies. Dilate time and incapacitate their legs, or disarm them with the precision of a marksman.
So, shoot the legs, that's kind of always been there. But not enough people do it because it's like, why shoot them in the head if you're going to shoot them in the leg kind of thing? Disarm them with the precision. I don't think that was in Hitman.
Welcome to my dream.
And there's Diana again. It was like that in Hitman. I basically never used those other ones. There was like the golden one, the red outfit, the white outfit, the black outfit. I'm not a big aesthetics guy, but it's nice for the people that kind of appreciate that kind of thing, so it's fun.
Keep an eye out for our updates and get ready as new challenges lie ahead.
So they're saying that it's going to be a roadmap just like any other kind of release, but it's interesting for a single player game because it's like you're almost devaluing your game when you're saying, let's wait, like, you know, there's going to be more stuff coming. So is it better to play later? But at the same time, the game looks cool enough. So I'm honestly going to say that no, that you can experience it now kind of thing. There's always balance issues at the beginning too. You know, do those new elements come into play for like multiplayer that, you know, you're trying to sell it for the people that are like the hardcore first dayers kind of thing, like me? So, yeah.
Team ready to give its all in the field, and companions, and discover Bond's adventures in 007 First Light.
Pretty cool. May 27th. Definitely a day one for me, no matter what. It didn't finish technically. Let's see. So, yeah, these things. Gleaming items, early access, 24-hour. So I could play it on the 26th if I want to. Ultimately, looks very cool. A lot of different things that seem to be evolved from Hitman. I just hope that there's enough sandbox levels, because to me, how I'm looking at it is this looks a little bit like a Hitman Absolution, where there's going to be some sandbox levels and there's going to be, you know, very linear, kill the guy. And I didn't hate Hitman Absolution. There were just a few things that I just didn't like it. A lot of people are on and off about this, but I did like, I call it the Splinter Cell system, where you take down somebody and then you get a point, and then if you get 3 points or something like that, you can like do an automatic assassination or whatever. It's interesting. I didn't see it in this game, so I don't think that's even going to be a discussion there. It does say teen at the bottom there. I did notice that, so okay, there's that. Yeah, that's 007 First Light. I am super excited, especially with everything that I see and only can imagine. Ultimately, let me know, you know, if you're excited and if you think you'd want to get it. And if you played Hitman and you understand my references. So anyway, I'll let you go. And thanks very much for watching. Peace out.